Ken Chenault. A lot has been said about him, and rightly so. Ken Chenault, the man who has exemplified the best of leadership that the world has seen. The man who led American Express through two of the decade's worst debacles and triumphed over adversity. His 37 years with American Express and how it all began.
An executive recruiter called me. I'd been at Bain for 2.5 years. Similar pattern. I was enjoying the job. I had no plans to leave. And then I was contacted about American Express. What really sold me on it was Lou Gerstner, who at that time was president of the major division at American Express, travel-related services. And he was forming a very small strategic planning group. One of the things that Lou said to me that really has stuck with me throughout my career is I want a few catalytic agents of change.
Ken's journey has been full of challenges and, yes, achievements.
American Express had a business that sold merchandise through the mail. And this was in the early 1980s. And I had the opportunity to run all aspects of the business: systems, operations, marketing, customer service. And also what we had to do was develop a strategy where we had to sell a range of products to specific customer segments. I also had to learn how to motivate an organization.
In 1981, he led the Strategic Planning Group. And then in 1989, he was named President, U.S. Consumer Card Group. In 1991, Amex introduced membership rewards, originally called Membership Miles. In 1995, he was promoted to Amex Vice Chairman. 2 years later, in 1997, he was elected Amex President and Chief Operating Officer. 2001, the terrorist attacks of 9/11 and the most challenging economic environment. And in the same year, in 2001 that is, he was elected Chairman and CEO. 2007 to 2009, global recession and collapse of Wall Street. His present role expected him to introduce innovative digital partnerships and capabilities to drive growth and customer experience.
My tenure has been one where I've had to confront some of the most challenging crises that we've seen in the last 100 years. And one of the mottos that I follow actually comes from Napoleon. And it's frankly a motto that I think about frequently. And it's very simple, but very hard to execute. And that is that the role of a leader is to define reality and give hope.
37 years at American Express, and the world today knows him as the one who set a standard for inspiration, innovation, and global leadership for all the CEOs across the globe. Ken's true character got showcased in his resilience when confronted by difficult times. The decisiveness and compassion he displayed in the aftermath of 9/11 to rally the company back to business as usual was unmatched. 2008 and 2009 took the wind out of the sail of most global banks and credit card companies. Ken's business acumen and quick thinking led to the launch of the deposit business that pulled the company through the turmoil the entire financial world was in. His philosophy of sticking to the path of growth, even during the challenging times, paid off.
In a crisis, what I think is very, very important, and where it really hit me, was when Congress voted against TARP. I vividly remember my son, who's now a junior in college, calling me and saying, "Dad, everyone says that the company's going down and you're going to be fired." And I said, Kevin, it's not going to be that bad. Don't worry about it. But the reality is that represented the fear, because to me, when messages permeate the playground, you know this is really serious, that there are real problems. I then put together a mantra for the company because I wanted to have all 60,000 plus employees focused on what we needed to do. And it was really simple. Stay liquid, stay profitable, and then the hope part was selectively invest in growth. So even in the most challenging times, I wanted to reinforce that we were not going to take our eye off the ball of really being focused on growth.
Innovate or die. One of the things Ken talked about is that reinvention has to be constant, but the core values you have to retain, no matter what is the transformation you're going through. The term he continued to use day in, day out. You either innovate or die.
Your career, your job is very important, but who you are as a person, your values and beliefs are most important. Some people allow their identity to be 100% defined by the title and job that they hold. That is a mistake. I think what's very important about all of those experiences and the lessons I learned as a leader was, one, what was most important was in fact to have integrity. That is the foundation of leadership. It is very hard to motivate people if they don't trust you. And for me, integrity is the consistency of words and actions.
Building a brand with a purpose. His vision about the iconic American Express brand has always been crystal clear. He believed that successful brands always have a higher purpose, not just selling a product, but impacting and changing people's lives, enabling them to have meaningful experiences.
Brands are really about bringing a rational and emotional connection, because the best brands have a personal engagement. And the best brands and the brands that are really long-term are those brands that in fact have what I call a higher purpose. That it's more than just selling a product, that you're changing people's lives, you're impacting people's lives, you're allowing people to have fun. And when you have a brand that combines that rational value proposition with an emotional connection, it's really powerful.
India Vision. India has been truly blessed. His far-sighted vision can be gauged from his commitment to India way back in 2010. He said, "What brings me to India now is our effort to use our capabilities and resources to improve the lives of 1 billion Indians. We'll create new brands for different consumers. The infrastructure created by Amex can be leveraged to achieve financial inclusion."
My 3 game-changing moves for career professionals is the following. 1, be a student of leadership. Follow those people who you think are outstanding leaders. Find out everything about them. Read about great leaders. Get feedback on how you can improve as a leader. Second, I'll just take a piece of advice that my father gave me. When I would complain about different obstacles that I was facing. And he said, focus on the one thing you can control. And that one thing is your performance. And so understand what it takes to achieve strong performance. Third, tell me if you can be a catalytic agent of change. Because if you want to be a leader, you have to transform. I would say the best career advice I got was from my father, who said, don't get confused about who you are with the title or job that you hold.
What does Ken do beyond work? In addition to his primary professional responsibilities, Ken has served on the boards of several businesses, non-profit, academic, cultural, and civic organizations. Ken lives in New York with his wife Catherine and their two sons Kevin and Kenneth Jr. A keen golfer and skiing enthusiast, he works for social causes in his spare time. Ken doesn't stop working. He plans to continue supporting causes he's passionate about and to make a difference in the world. We bid a fond farewell to the man who says, "I really love working with our people. They're very committed. They believe in serving the customer. I love the creativity and working with ideas and the opportunity to bring those ideas to fruition. That is incredibly motivating." Au revoir, Ken. Friend, visionary, and leader. Ken, we wish you Godspeed.